Good afternoon, and welcome to this council meeting for the municipality of Dutton Dunwich. It is May 28, 2025. It is 5 p.m. and I will call this meeting to order. Randy, please.
Moved by Loveland, seconded by Pemberton, that the meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich opens at 5 p.m. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay, I would remind council of any declaration of pecuniary interest. Seeing none. The adoption of the draft minutes, they were included in your agenda package. Is there any errors or omissions? See none. The minutes will be adopted as presented to council in the agenda. Randy, are there any items not listed on the agenda?
There are no items.
Thank you. And we are going to move into closed at this time. So Randy, if you would take us there, please.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drouillard, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich now moves into a session of the meeting that shall be closed to the public at 5:01 p.m. in accordance with section 231(1)(b) of the Municipal Act, SO 2001 C25 for discussion of the following matters. B, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal, local, or board employees. All in favor?
Thank you.
And that's carried.
Okay, thank you. And you got everything locked down, Randy?
I just have to escort these people out of
Okay.
the
We'll hold off till you're good. But
Yep. Straight into the committee of adjustment.
okay. Well, okay, we're back. Number 8 on our agenda is we have a planning issue to deal with, and it involves a committee of adjustment. So, Randy, resolution, please.
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Loveland, that the regular meeting end to sit as a committee of adjustment hearing to hear application file MV01/25 filed by Nicole McDowell at 5:36 p.m. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. And we'll just turn it over to Paul from the county. Do you have a report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have a report, and I can present that now if you would like.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So through you to council, the application that we're dealing with here tonight was applied for by Nicole McDowell on behalf of the property owners at 2 Pierce Street in Wallacestown. They are requesting relief from section 11.1.1 of the zoning bylaw, or 11.1.3, sorry, of the zoning bylaw, which deals with the front yard depth on that property. The bylaw requires a minimum front yard setback of 6 meters from that property line, and they are requesting that the Committee of Adjustment permit them to have a front yard setback of 4.7 meters to accommodate an addition to the existing dwelling. The application was circulated for comments from municipal staff as well as public and agencies as required by the Planning Act. There have been no comments received by municipal staff and no objections from commenting agencies such as Bell Canada, Enbridge, and the MTO. With respect to the the County of Elgin official plan, the subject lands are designated as a Tier 2 settlement area within the CEOP. The CEOP does permit development for residential purposes within Tier 2 settlement areas, and this application is deemed to be in conformity with those policies. For the Dutton Dunwich official plan, it is currently designated hamlets on the Dutton Dunwich official plan, and the primary use of the land. And oh, sorry, Mr. Mayor.
I forgot my script.
That's all right.
So I'm gonna do that now,
Yep.
and then you'll carry on from where you are. So my apologies. I will call this Committee of Adjustment hearing to order. The application for a minor variance pursuant to section 45(1) of the Planning Act, RSO 1990, as amended, is required for the following reasons. To request relief from section 11(1.3) of the zone provision to decrease the minimum front yard depth from the required 6 meters to 4.7 meters for an addition to an existing dwelling. Does any member of council have a disclosure of interest concerning these proposals? What method of notice and when was notice given to the public for the meeting?
A sign was posted on the subject property prior to the May 13th, 2025 deadline, and notices were mailed to property owners within 60 meters of the subject property on or prior to the May 13th, 2025 deadline.
Okay, thank you. Carry on, Paul. My apologies.
Thank you, Mayor Hens. Not a problem. I think we left off with the Dutton Dunwich official plan. Just to summarize, the proposed minor variance is deemed to be in conformity with that official plan. In terms of the zoning bylaw, staff have reviewed the application against the rest of the zoning provisions and found that it will meet those provisions. It is indeed just the section 11.1.3 policies that they are seeking relief for. If you'll notice on the map that the applicants had attached with this application, the house does not face Pierce Street, but the zoning bylaw defines lot frontage on the corner lots as being the shortest of the two lot lines fronting onto a public road. So in this case, while the house does not actually face Pierce Street, that is the lot frontage for the purposes of the zoning bylaw calculations, and that is the section that the applicants are applying for relief from. So when considering minor variances, the Committee of Adjustment should have regard for the 4 tests as defined in the Planning Act, which is, does it maintain the general intent and purpose of the official plan? The zoning bylaw, is the variance desirable development and good planning practices for the area, and is it minor in nature? Staff are of the opinion that it does meet all 4 tests, and as such, we have recommended that the Committee of Adjustment approve the minor variance tonight. I'm happy to answer any questions that the committee has at this time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I don't know if, I did not receive a map or any information on this.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so anyway, do you have a map or anything you can share with council? I think we're familiar with the area, but we didn't get any prior information.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have a map. I don't know how clear it'll be on this computer, but I can zoom it in and pass my laptop around if that would help things. It isn't very clear, but it's better than nothing.
Sorry, I'll speak to council. I do have a map up on my screen too. I can always share my screen if that's allowed. And then, I don't know how big
That
the
would be
screen is
helpful.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
I can try sharing my screen. You can let me know if you can see it.
It's small, but we can see it.
So this down here at the bottom of the page is Pierce Street. On the side here would be Argyle. The solid hatch here is the proposed addition, and the cross hatch here is the existing dwelling. So this is the driveway here. So this would be the front of the house. But then as Paul stated, this here is considered the frontage because it's the shorter side.
I'm trying to get my bearings in Wallace-town. Ken, you probably know this.
Bill Weston,
Bill Weston House. Okay. Now I know. I knew Pierce was near the fairgrounds, but. So Nicole, we're encroaching on which street? Argyle?
So we're encroaching on Argyle. So originally when I designed this addition, it was assumed that because the house faced Pierce, that was the frontage. So we did design the addition to comply with the 4.5 meter exterior side yard setback, which is what I assumed would be abutting Argyle. But then when we applied for a permit, it was brought to our attention that as stated in the bylaws, it's the shorter side that's considered the frontage. So the front yard setback is actually 6 meters versus 4.5, which made the proposed addition not comply. So yes, we are seeking relief to encroach further towards Argyle Street here. And I will note too that there is a tree line here as well. So it's not really going to impede on any sight lines or really make a difference to any visual appeal to Argyle Street.
Okay, thank you, Nicole. Are you finished with your report, Paul? Okay, thank you. I'll ask, is the owner present? Expect Nicole, you're speaking for the owner?
I am speaking on behalf of the owner, yes.
Okay, thank you. Anything further to add at this time?
I don't have anything to add, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Do the committee members have any questions on the planning report? I see none. Does the secretary treasurer have any comments from staff?
Yes, summarized in the planner's report.
Was there anything we didn't get the reports? No. Okay, thank you. Does the secretary treasurer have any written submissions on this application?
Yes, summarized in the planner's report.
Are there any persons present who were notified of this meeting and would like to comment on the application? I'm hearing none.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, sorry, one moment.
Just to the consideration of the decision. The committee.
That the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives the report of the planner titled Application for Minor Variance, MV 0125 to Pierce Street, Nicole McDowell, dated May 28th, 2025 for information. And that the Committee of Adjustment for the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich approves minor variance application MV 0125 for property located at 2 Pierce Street in accordance with the site-specific decision sheet attached. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay. All right, please be advised that the last day for appealing this decision is June 18, 2025. If you wish to be notified of the decision of the committee in respect to this application, you must submit a written request to the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich Committee of Adjustment. If you are not the applicant, you should request a copy of the decision since it may be appealed to the Ontario Land Tribunal by the applicant or another member of the public. This Committee of Adjustment meeting is now concluded.
Moved by Drulard, seconded by Dryfout, that the meeting of the Committee of Adjustment to hear minor variance application MV 0125 filed by Nicole McDowell closes at 5:46 p.m. All in favor? And that's carried.
And do we have any minutes to approve? Oh,
Well, adopting previous minutes, we do actually.
Okay.
We can just do it.
Yep.
We can get on with that.
it's fine. Paul, we had a bit of a glitch here. Council didn't get that report somehow, so we look at what happened there.
I think that was on my end. It's set up as a separate meeting in eScribe. The Committee of Adjustment has to be set up that way. So all the documents are there in that second meeting, but I'm not sure how Tara did that with like,
Okay.
if she sent things ahead of time or not, I'm not sure. But they are there and I can forward them to you.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
An easy one.
Okay, and then I have a motion to come back to the regular meeting as well.
Yeah, and was there any minutes to approve as well?
There was, yeah. Do you want to approve those now?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a motion for it, just to adopt the previous minute.
Okay,
You can get it next meeting.
Yeah,
okay, we'll just move on then.
moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Loveland, that the regular meeting reconvenes at 5:48 PM. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay, thank you, Randy. Okay, we're on to our consent agenda. There is 5 pieces of correspondence. Anyone wish to speak to any one of them? Councillor Dreyfus.
Just a comment, the strong mayors, the Orangeville strong mayors powers, to be honest with you, I didn't realize that there was 169 municipalities, that have, that are added to the strong mayor's powers. So I find it interesting that now we have 38% of Ontario, of municipalities that have taken that approach. So I'm curious, we don't have to discuss this now, but I'm just curious about how council feels about it. And I noticed in our own county, we have Malahide, Central Elgin already that have taken that approach. So I'm really curious to see, what our thoughts would be, and going forward, if there's interest in that, or if what the motivation is, for the many municipalities to take that approach. So, and even small municipalities have taken that approach. So I find it really curious. So.
So I know the way the province rolled this out was that anyone with 7 council members or more was given the powers. It hasn't been universally adopted across Ontario. There's been certain municipalities have accepted the powers, some haven't. So from a CAO's perspective, I think it's doesn't undermine CAOs, but it certainly takes some of the decision-making authority away from the CAOs. And virtually you will see a chair shuffle every 4 years from CAOs when the mayor that they were serving is not elected and the new mayor comes in, and that will be their first order of business. So it's going to cause a lot of disruption in staff. The ability to set their budgets, taking that authority away from the municipal treasurer is something that needs to be really considered as well if council ever goes in that direction, because it takes months to put that budget together, and it's going to be very difficult for a mayor to undertake that task on their own. So there's a lot to be considered before and when council ever wants to get those powers bestowed upon them.
Just because the province gave them that power, not every municipality is taking it on either. There's a lot of pushback on this from a lot of different municipal organizations, a lot of municipalities. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't want it. I hope it's not offered. I think we're a small municipality, and those decisions should be made around the council chambers. Certainly budgetary, and then I agree. They're giving the mayor the ability to hire and fire the CAO. That could lead to some issues. Anyway.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on that one? I don't think it's coming to Dutton Dunwich.
At this point, no, it's still four members of council of seven, and what you're seeing in, I know in Elgin, it's the same way as Oxford. There are some municipalities that that have it, some don't, just by virtue of the size of council.
Okay. Any other pieces of correspondence for discussion? Councillor Drewler.
I read through the Town of Springwater, the redistribution of the land transfer tax. I found it kind of an interesting read and something that, I'm not sure I wouldn't get behind. Don, do you have any comments on that? No.
Money would be better at the local level than the province. So I agree. We could support if you want to take that step.
I'll just go back to the comment that I heard at Roma when another municipality was going in to see the minister, and he said, if that's what you're asking, just turn around and go out the door. It was pretty much that simple.
Yeah, so I mean, we can put our views forward. Okay, anything further?
I'll just say I don't feel that strongly about it, but I thought it was an interesting read.
The province don't want to give that up.
No.
No committee reports and no staff reports. They're the first meeting of the month. Resolution, please, Randy, to approve the items on the consent agenda.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drewler, that the items on the consent agenda be approved. All in favor? Well, that's carried.
Okay, thank you. And item 11. We do have a staff report. It's Public Works on the Iona Road culvert. Don, anything further on that?
James may have comments on the budgetary impacts on this.
Okay.
Thank you, Don. So this project was in the capital budget at 90,000. So if all funded through the tax base.
Councillor Pemberton, any question?
No, I can just comment on it. The Southwell did receive it and it came in over budget. So I think it was an extra $10,000 to Dutton, if I remember correctly, from the 90, so that the Dutton's portion would go up to $100,000 versus the 90 for the lowest. That was the lowest bidder that we got.
So are we over budget on that one then, James? It looks like it came in 179 if we put away 90.
Yeah, that would be our half, so it may be a little bit over, about $10,000 over.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah, I mean, we're over budget. The project's over budget, but
Are we over by 10 or half of the split? We're over by 10.
$10,475.12 is what it says.
Okay, anything further on that? Go ahead.
I just want to make the comment, I realize it's very difficult to come up with exact prices here, but I just hope that the road department will look to try to find that $10,000 through their operations and not just take it out of our surpluses that we have in the past. And I think that's been some of the issue we've had here. We put money aside, but it never gets there because it gets used up. So I hope that they do look at trying to find that $10,000 somewhere else.
Okay, James, I'll leave that up to you and Murray to discuss.
we will see what we can find.
Thank you. Anything further? Okay. See none. Is there any other unfinished business from council or staff? Councilor Dreyfus.
Last week, the last meeting, we discussed the print, the art for Jenny Phillips, and also the silhouette signage. So the horticultural group and the EDC are working together to make a metal structure to be installed, and they're hoping to install it. They're hoping to install it in the garden out here outside the municipal building with council's approval, but they also asked if they could put it in front or attach it to the brick sign. So I'm putting that out there to council if you'd like to see that. It will be apparently it's a thistle, because I'm not sure exactly the reasoning of it, but it was something that Jenny had created. I guess that's the question is, I will put to administration to think about if you're okay with putting it against the brick structure of the sign, or if you'd like to see it somewhere else. So I'll need to have that answer because they're willing to proceed with it, so.
Council have any thoughts on that one? I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it, but I'll just make the comment, the thistle was actually the emblem of Dutton before amalgamation, so that's where that came from.
Okay, that's good.
Did we need a motion?
Any new business? Oh. Be none? Any announcements?
No, okay. Okay, I just wasn't sure.
Sorry. Any announcements? You see none? Resolution, Randy, confirm proceedings.
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Loveland, that bylaw 2530 being a bylaw to confirm proceedings of the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich be read a first, second, and third time and passed. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. And there are the future meetings. Now, does that conflict with your fishing trip?
No.
No? Okay.
Not this year.
Didn't plan that very well, did you? Okay. And the last one, Randy, please.
Moved by Loveland, seconded by Pemberton, that the meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich closes at 6 p.m. All in favor? That's carried.